Hello guys, it's Teenage DC Fan back to another video, and Supergirl has finally returned after an extended hiatus due to the coronavirus pandemic with Deus Lex Machina, however you pronounce that. So this is a very Lex Luthor-centric episode. The episode, which is the directorial debut of Melissa Benoist, explores how Lex became the hero to the people of Earth Prime. So something that comes with some interesting revelations about the supervillain's ultimate goals and just how far he's willing to go to reach them. So continue watching this video for my spoiler-filled recap / review of this episode. So you've been warned. Spoiler warning. But anyway, this episode begins 90 days after Crisis on Infinite Earths at the warehouse where the Obsidian zombies were being housed, and the old Leviathan lady lies dead on the ground with Lex having killed her. All of the victims claim Lex saved them from the woman, who left video claiming to be a devotee of Amy Sapphire, the anti-tech terrorist. And after a brief crisis montage, Lex wakes up on Earth Prime, where he's being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and has a host of other accolades. So he goes to meet up with Lillian to plot the destruction of Kryptonians, since Supergirl recalls everything. But then she tells him to go make Lena his ally. So then Lena reveals to Lex that Eve was playing him for Leviathan the whole time on Earth 38. And he acquires information about the Earth Prime Eve and tracks her down, where she's been forced to be an assassin and spy for Leviathan, and recruits her for his own needs. Then it flashes to 1 month post-crisis. Eve gets herself on the Obsidian Platinum project and reveals the glitch information to Lex, but it turns out the glitch was actually part of Lex's plan to reverse an immortality code and destroy Leviathan. Then the whole plan is then put Lex in a situation where he has to cover up the glitch and thus win Leviathan's trust and an invitation onto their ship. And he's also apparently behind the attack on Obsidian by Amy Sapphire, which occurred 2 months post-crisis. And then as Eve falls even more and more in love and is increasingly loyal to Lex, he gives her a lethal poison and tells her that Jeremiah Danvers is the man who killed her father so that she can kill him. Then, disgusted by Lex, Kara leaves an Obsidian event and Lena follows, offering her condolences over the loss of Jeremiah and giving Kara a book that helped her with her own grief and family issues. And Lex, of course, observes this and is enraged that Lena went to Kara, and he sees this as the first step to the two becoming friends again and turning against Lex. So it's the thing that shifts his focus away from the task at hand back to his obsession with Kryptonians. Now, having manipulated William to suspect Lex of the zombie Obsidian users, he also manipulates Brainy to get Supergirl to go to the fortress for Myriad to use to find the missing users, which he then uses to make Lena believe that Supergirl's interfering with her work on Nana Cherry. Lena goes to the fortress, and an invisible Moray tags along and releases a Sun Eater. Then Magan shows up at the tower to help, because she's alerted by Jean's brother, who sensed something was wrong. So it was really cool to be seeing her back here. I don't know if she's going to be in the next episode or if this was just like a one-off episode, but it was great to see her back. I love her character of Miss Martian, Magan, whatever. So I hope we get to see more of her in the future. But they all go after the Sun Eater together, and Supergirl is actually wearing a Lexo suit, and then she helps out, and they are able to save the day, of course. Then Jean figures out where the missing people are, and we loop back to the beginning of the episode. Gemma confronts Lex and reveals her true face, and it's not what I was expecting, but it's kind of like a robotic, techie prism face, I guess you could say. And this really reminded me of Legends of Tomorrow a couple episodes ago, when Charlie's sister revealed her true form, but then it was really just like she lit up and started to glow. But I like here how we actually saw Gemma's true form instead of on Legends where she just started to glow or something. And I really liked the way she looked, because it was weird and just weird. But anyway, Lex tells Gemma that they now need to keep Supergirl to protect Leviathan's endgame. But at home, Eve confesses her love for Lex, and this is where he reveals his entire double cross of her. He then gloats to his mother and heads to the Fortress of Solitude. And that's where the episode ends. So I like that twist at the end, with Eve and Lex. So she had pledged her loyalty to him, and she had actually fallen in love with him. But now it turns out he was double-crossing her the whole time. He was just using her, and so he tricked her into killing Jeremiah Danvers, making her think that he killed her father when he didn't, because Lex doesn't really know who killed her father. So Eve is the one that killed Jeremiah Danvers. She's the one behind it all. And I this just makes me love Lex even more on this show. I'd say this is probably the most comic accurate live action version of Lex Luthor that we've seen before in live action. Of course, I still love Michael Rosenbaum's Smallville Lex Luthor more, but I'm just saying that this is probably the most comic accurate Lex Luthor. And I love the way that it's like he uses his intelligence and his connections with people to manipulate people and get what he wants. Because he can get what he wants, also because he's rich, but also because he's very manipulative and all that. So that comes in handy when it comes to him trying to defeat Leviathan. So I guess we'll have to see where this goes. I'm not sure how many episodes are left of this season, because of course they had to stop filming. I'm going to say there's probably maybe 2 or 3 episodes left. 1, 2, or 3 episodes, something like that. I'd say there's at least 2. But I'm not sure how this season is going to be wrapped up for now. Of course, it will hopefully be continued later. But I hope to see some more really exciting, interesting episodes like this one, because I'd say this episode was probably one of the best of the season. Close to the best, but I don't think it's as good as, I think, the first episode after Crisis, where there was the multiple versions of Brainiac 5, and then he got his true form where he turned green, he got the blonde hair, he got the purple suit, and he got the 3 glowy dots on his chest. So I still think that's the best episode of this season so far. But this episode is definitely up there, because it just revealed so much. Even though most of it took place in the past, it really filled in the gaps of what's been happening, and in an interesting way. Because at the end of the last episode, when we saw Eve show up, I was like, oh, Eve's back, what a big deal. But now I realize, like, now that I've seen that she's been there in the background the whole time, it makes things even more interesting and crazy, especially because she is the one that killed Jeremiah. So that is super crazy. Yeah, so I can't wait to see what happens in the remaining few episodes of the season. Like I said, not sure if Magon's going to be back, but hopefully. Not sure if Leviathan's going to get defeated by the end of the season, but we will have to wait and see. But anyways, guys, what did you think about this episode? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? And how would you rank it within the rest of the episodes in this season? So yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. So I bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.